Have you ever felt that gut-wrenching confusion when someone you thought was all in suddenly pulls away? One moment they're lighting up your world, texts flying, sparks igniting, that electric rush you can't shake. The next, they're distant, cold, leaving you wondering what you did wrong. Hi, I'm Jim Rohn, and if that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Today we're diving deep into a psychological puzzle that's tripping up so many of us, the avoidant who was in lust with you, and what really happens when that fire fizzles out. Here's the kicker, it's not just about them ghosting or playing hard to get. There's a hidden wiring in their mind, a push-pull dance that leaves you hooked, questioning your worth and replaying every moment. Maybe you've felt that sting, when their obsession turns to avoidance overnight and you're left chasing answers. Why do they run when things get real? What's driving that maddening shift from passion to panic? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand the avoidance secret game, but also unlock the tools to reclaim your power and your peace. I've spent years unpacking the messy, fascinating world of human connection, and trust me, this one's a game changer. We're talking real psychology, raw insights, and a few hard truths that might just set you free. But here's the thing, this is just the beginning. If you want more mind-blowing breakdowns like this, hit that subscribe button right now. Seriously, don't miss out. My channel's packed with strategies to decode the people driving you crazy and level up your emotional game. So let's get into it. What really goes on in the head of someone who's in lust with you one day and gone the next? You're about to find out, and trust me, you won't want to look away. So let's cut to the chase. Your avoidant ex wasn't in love with you, they were just hooked on the thrill of you. There's a massive gap between being infatuated and truly loving someone, and trust me, it's a game changer when you spot the difference. Infatuation, that's the brain's dopamine party. It's the wild rush that hits you hard in those early days. You know the vibe, heart racing, butterflies fluttering, that giddy high where everything feels like a movie scene. It's intoxicating, sure, but it's not the real deal. It's just chemistry doing its thing, pulling you into a whirlwind of wow that fades as fast as it flares. Love, though, that's a whole different beast. It's not a fleeting spark, it's a deliberate choice, a slow burn that goes way deeper than a dopamine spike. Love means tearing down your walls, letting someone peek into the messy, unfiltered you and saying, yep, I'm still here for this. It's not just about feeling good, it's about seeing them, flaws, quirks, all of it, and choosing them anyway. That takes guts. It takes work. It's waking up every day and deciding you're worth it, even when the shine wears off and life gets real. Your avoidant ex? They didn't stick around for that part. They rode the infatuation wave, got their fix, and bolted when it crashed. Why? Because choosing love means facing vulnerability. And that's where they hit the brakes. It's easier to chase the next high than to dig in and build something lasting. And here's the twist. Knowing this doesn't just explain their disappearing act. It hands you the key to stop blaming yourself. You weren't the problem, their limit was. So what's next? We're about to unpack why they bail when the stakes get high, and how you can spot the difference between a fling and the real thing. Stay tuned. This is where it gets good, and I promise it's worth it. Want more? Smash that subscribe button, because we're just getting started on cracking these relationship codes. Now, let's talk about the avoidant. They're the ones who always have a shield up, guarding something heavy inside. These folks carry deep insecurities, and emotionally, they're just not ready to step up. If you're tangled with someone who's seriously avoidant, odds are they've got a backstory that stings. Picture this. As kids, they didn't get the love or care they craved. Maybe their feelings were brushed off, ignored, or treated like they didn't matter. Closeness, vulnerability, all that raw emotional stuff, it wasn't safe for them back then. So they grew up carrying this quiet wound, a nagging sense of shame or brokenness that whispers, I'm not enough. That kind of baggage doesn't just vanish, instead it shapes them. They start leaning hard on outside approval to feel okay. Likes, attention, anything to patch up that inner hole. Early in a relationship, it's like a perfect storm. Dopamine floods their brain, lighting them up with that feel-good buzz. For a minute, they're on top of the world, and all those insecurities, They're buried under the rush. They're charming, they're into you, and it feels like magic. Because for them, it's a temporary escape. That high drowns out the shame and self-doubt they've hauled around since childhood. But here's the catch. It doesn't last. When the dopamine fades, and it always does, those walls snap back up fast. They're not equipped to handle the real stuff, the messy, beautiful chaos of letting someone in. That's why they pull away just when you think you're getting close. It's not about you. It's about the scars they've never faced. Knowing this is huge. It's the first step to seeing through their hot and cold act. Stick with me, because next we're digging into why that switch flips and how you can protect your heart from getting caught in their cycle. This is where it gets juicy, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Loving these insights? Hit subscribe. There's way more where this came from, and we're about to crack open some serious relationship truths. Alright, so here's the scene. Your avoidant ex is riding high on that early relationship wave. Everything's electric. They're caught up in the moment, unloading all this pent-up energy onto you. Why? Because dopamine's got them buzzing, and for once they feel alive, like maybe this time they've cracked it. It's a rush that masks all the ugly stuff they've buried deep. But don't be fooled. Those walls they've built, they're still standing tall. Inside, they're wrestling with this gnawing shame, this fear that they're somehow broken. And that's the trap. They're terrified that if they let you get too close, you'll see it too. You'll spot the cracks, decide they're unlovable, and walk away. That's why emotional closeness feels like a minefield to them. Distance? That's their safe zone. Even when dopamine's pumping and they're all in, those inner barricades don't budge. They might flirt with letting you in, but the second it gets real, they slam the door shut. Love, the deep, messy, vulnerable kind, can't grow there. They're stuck in a loop, chasing the high but dodging the connection. And here's where it gets wild. A lot of this traces back to their childhood. Growing up, they didn't get much of that warm, fuzzy oxytocin, the bonding hormone that ties us to partners, pets, or even pals. Most of us thrive on that natural glue. It's how we humans roll. But for them, that tank's running low. Without enough oxytocin exposure as kids, thanks to emotional neglect, their ability to bond is shaky at best. Sure, they could build it up as adults, but that takes serious inner work, and most aren't signing up for that. So they hover on the surface, hooked on the thrill, but allergic to the depth. This is why they bail when things heat up, and why you're left spinning. Next, we're breaking down how to spot this pattern early and sidestep the heartbreak. You're not going to want to miss it. Loving this dive into the avoidant mind? Hit subscribe. There's a ton more coming your way, and it's about to get even better. Let's get real. Your avoidant ex never truly locked in with you. Sure, the start was fireworks, those first few months when everything's buzzing and they're swept up in the chase. That's dopamine doing its thing, fueling the infatuation, the lust, the can't get enough vibes. But here's the twist. That high doesn't last forever. Somewhere between 4 to 8 months, give or take, the honeymoon glow dims, and what's left? For them, it's just the baggage they've been hauling all along. See, they don't have that oxytocin kick, the bonding juice that turns a fling into something solid. Without it, there's no glue, no deep love, just a fading thrill that's run its course. And that's why they can vanish like it's nothing. One day they're all over you, the next they're gone. Poof, like the relationship was just a fever dream. They didn't build that tether with you. For them, it was all surface-level heat, a rush of desire that burned out fast. But for you, it might have been different. Maybe you felt that pull, that slow weave of connection forming in your brain. Your oxytocin was flowing, stitching them into your world, maybe even sparking real love. You let yourself go there, opened up, invested. Meanwhile, their walls stayed sky high, blocking them from meeting you halfway. That's the gut punch. You cared. They didn't, or couldn't. Here's the part that stings but sets you free. Their exit isn't about you. It's not a report card on your worth. They're wired to skate across the shallow end with everyone, not just you. Those childhood gaps where love and closeness should have rooted left them with a shaky foundation. When the dopamine dries up, they're not left with a bond to lean on. They're left staring at their own insecurities, and they'd rather bolt than face them. You, though? You showed up ready for the real thing. That's strength, not failure. Their inability to dive deep doesn't mean you're not enough. It means they're stuck, tethered to a pattern they haven't broken. So, what's the takeaway? You're not crazy for feeling blindsided, you bonded. They didn't. It's that simple and that brutal. But this is where it gets good. Understanding this hands you the reins. You can stop second-guessing yourself and start seeing their disappearing act for what it is. A glitch in their system, not yours. Next up, we're tackling how to spot these red flags before you're in too deep, and how to shield your heart from the fallout. This is the stuff that changes the game, and you're not going to want to miss a second of it. If this is hitting home, smash that subscribe button right now. We're peeling back more layers of this avoidant puzzle, and trust me, it's about to get even juicier. Stick around. Okay, let's unpack something wild. People with hardcore avoidant tendencies often get lust and love totally twisted up. They're out there thinking that electric, heart-pounding rush, the one that makes everything feel like a Hollywood romance, is the real deal. They're convinced that's love. And yeah, it's a blast while it lasts, but here's the wake-up call. That's not love. That's just dopamine throwing a party in their brain. A fleeting wave of infatuation that's all fireworks and no foundation. It's the fun stuff. Those late-night talks that feel endless. The sparks that make your skin tingle. But it's not the stuff that sticks. For them, that high is the goal. And when it fades, they're left scratching their heads, wondering why it all fell apart. Love? That's a different animal. It's not some wild, uncontrollable vibe that sweeps you off your feet. It's a choice, a gritty, roll-up-your-sleeves kind of decision you make every single day. It's waking up and saying, I'm in this, even when it's messy. It's about effort, digging in, peeling back layers, and really getting who someone is, flaws and all. Love means picking them, not just when they're shiny and perfect, but when they're human and rough around the edges. It's tearing down your own defenses, letting them see the real you and trusting they'll do the same. That's not a feeling that crashes over you, it's a path you carve out together, step by step. Avoidants miss this memo. They're hooked on the chase, the buzz, the dopamine-driven wow, and they mistake it for something lasting. When the thrill dips, they don't pivot to the work of love, they just bounce, chasing the next hit. It's like they're stuck on a roller coaster, addicted to the climb, but bailing before the ride levels out. Meanwhile, you might have been ready to build something real, and that mismatch, it's a killer. But here's the gold. Seeing this for what it is flips the script. You're not the one who misread the signals. They're the ones confusing a spark for a flame. Coming up, we're diving into how to dodge this trap and spot the difference between a fleeting fling and a keeper from a mile away. This is where it gets electric, and you're not going to want to blink. If this is lighting up your brain, hit that subscribe button now. We're unraveling more of this love versus lust mess, and it's about to get downright addictive. All right, let's tie this all together. We've peeled back the layers on those avoidant types, the ones who sweep in with that intoxicating rush, only to vanish when the real stuff kicks in. What we've uncovered is simple but seismic. They're not chasing love, they're chasing a feeling. That dopamine-driven lust, it's their comfort zone, a shiny distraction from the deeper work of connection. Love, though? That's a choice, a daily grind of showing up, breaking walls, and building something real. Avoidants don't stick around for that. Their insecurities rooted way back in childhood keep them locked in a cycle of highs and goodbyes. They confuse the thrill for the truth, and when it fades, usually around that 4 to 8 month mark, they're out the door, leaving you wondering what hit you. But here's the power move. It's not about you. You're not the flaw in their equation. Their shaky wiring is. You might have bonded, felt that oxytocin weave its magic, but their walls wouldn't budge. Knowing this, it's your ticket to stop doubting yourself and start seeing them for what they are. I hope this journey's been a light bulb moment for you, because it's been a blast breaking it down. You're the real MVPs for sticking with me through this deep dive into the avoidant mind. Seriously, thank you. Your time, your attention, it means everything. We've cracked open why they run, how they mix up lust and love, and what it means for you moving forward. But this isn't the end. It's just the start. If this hit home, if it's got you rethinking those past heartaches or eyeing relationships a little sharper, don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button right now. Trust me, there's so much more coming your way. We're talking game-changing insights, practical tips, and more raw truths to help you navigate this wild world of connection. And hey, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What's your take? Ever dealt with an avoidant who pulled this hot and cold dance? Or maybe you're spotting these patterns in your life right now. Share your thoughts, your stories. I read every single one, and it's your input that keeps this conversation alive. Let's keep this going together. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Subscribe, comment, and let's dig even deeper.